Hi, I'm JEXIE DANQUIN and today I will going to tackle about Lesson 12 Measure for Central Tendency for Group Data. So, this topic is under statistics and I would just like to mention briefly what is a statistic. So, statistics is a branch of mathematics that dealing with the collection, analysis, and interpretation of the masses of numerical data. In short, statistics is used to get the conclusion, average, and to estimate the value of the given data. So now let's proceed to our topic. In measure of central tendency of group of data, we need to get the mean, median, and mode. As we can see, I already have here the example of given data, which are the scores and frequency. And my example is the table showing the weights in kilogram of the student members in the sport club. Calculate the mean, median, and mode of the distribution. So, the scores here represent the weights of the student members of sport club, and the frequency tells us the number of the student members who weights in this range. Now, let's find the measure of central tendency when the data is presented as frequency table. To get the mean, median, and mode, we will get first the LCCM, FX, and cumulative frequency. So, I prefer to compute it all at once because I think this makes it easier for us to compute the mean, median, and mode later on since we will just need to apply it. Let's compute first the lower boundary or LV. Just so you know, the lower boundary is the smallest value that would round up to the estimated value. So the lower boundary is found by subtracting 0.5 from the lower score or lower limits. So in score 58 to 66, the lower score is 58. So 58 minus 0.5 is 57.5. And in 67 to 65, the lower score is 67. So 67 minus 0.5 is 66.5. And so 76 to 84, 76 is the lower score. So 76 minus 0.5 is 75.5 and so on. Now let's proceed to class mark or X. So it is the midpoint of the classes and we get that by adding the lower and upper score, then divide the sum by 2. So this is our scores. So 58 plus 66 is equals to 124. So 124 divided by 2 is 62. Next, 67 plus 75 is equals to 142 and divided by 2 is equals to 71. And we're just going to repeat the process for the rest of the classes. Next is fx. So as this stated above, this is f or the frequency and this is x or class mark. So we will just going to multiply it. So 3 times 62 is equals to 186. 4 times 71 is equals to 284 and 1 times 80 is equals to 80, and we will just going to repeat the same process. Then we need to get the sum of the fx and we get 3,333 and this is the summation of fx. Last is cumulative frequency, and I state here to copy the first frequency then add it to the next frequency to get the cumulative frequency number. So we just need to copy the first frequency, which is 3, then add it to the next frequency, which is 4. So 3 plus 4 is equals to 7. And we will just repeat the same process until the last class. So the last number should match the value of n, which is 33. Now, after getting all the data, we can now proceed to solve the mean. So, the mean is the average of the data set. Mean is computed by the formula x bar equals summation of fx over n. Let's now try to solve the mean in this example problem. In mean, we just need the given data, which is scores and frequency, then the class mark and fx. So as I mentioned earlier, it is easier to compute since we already get the value of the data. So we just need to apply it. So we already get the summation of fx, which is 3,333, and the total of frequency or n, which is 33. To apply it, 3,333 over 33 is equals to 101. Therefore, the mean weight of the 33 student member of sport club is 101 kilogram. Next is the median. So median is the middle value when a dataset is ordered from least to greatest. And our median formula is x bar equals to lower boundaries of median class plus the summation of f over 2 minus cf over f times the class width, or CW. So again, where the summation of f is the total frequency and the LB is the lower boundaries of median class, f is the frequency of median class, CW is the class width, and CF is cumulative frequency. Again, this is the formula. First, we need to get the summation of f over 2. So the summation of f is 33, then divided by 2 is 16.5. So 16.5 will tell us where is the median class. So is 16.5 is included in 3? No. In 7? No. In 8? No. In 12? Still not. In 17? Yes. So this is now our median class. So to find the CF, find the class below the median class. And since our median class is in 17, that's why our CF is 12, because these classes are arranged in ascending order. Next is LB, so we will just copy the lower boundaries of 17, which is 93.5, as well as frequency, which is 5. Lastly, the class width, it is the difference of the upper score and the lower score. So here we have 58 and 66, and the upper score is 66 and the lower score is 58. So 66 minus 58 is equals to 9. As well in 75 minus 67 is equals to 9, and so on. So our class width here is 9. Now that we all know the exact values, we will now just apply it. So x bar equals to LB, or 93.5, plus summation of f, which is 16.5 minus CF, or 12, over frequency, that is 5 times 9. So we must compute first the number inside the brackets. So it is equal to 93.5 plus 4.5 over 5 times 9. Then it became 93.5 plus 8.1, and our final answer is 101.6. Notice that 101.6 is in the middle of 94 to 102, which is our median class. Therefore, the median weight of the 33 student member of sport club is 101.6. But before proceeding in computing our mode, I have here some things to remember in computing median. So you always start computing the summation of f over 2, because this will lead you to all the other values. Next is, you should be mindful if the classes are arranged by ascending or descending order. Here in our example, it is arranged by ascending order. But when it is arranged in descending order, just like the one on the right, the column is constructed from the bottom going up, and it should always end with a value equal to n. And we are now down to our last measure of center, which is the mode. So the mode is the number that occurs most often in the dataset. So our mode formula is x bar equals to LB plus d sub 1 over d sub 1 plus d sub 2 times class width. Again, this is where the LB is the lower boundaries of model class, and d sub 1 is the highest frequency minus the frequency below the model class. And the d sub 2 is the highest frequency minus the frequency above the model class. Now, to find the lower boundaries of the model class, find first the highest frequency. And in our example, the highest frequency is 6. So we already can identify that our lower boundary is 111.5. And of course, our class width is still 9. Now, to get the d sub 1, the highest frequency minus the frequency below the model class. And again, because these classes are arranged in ascending order, the 103 to 111 is a class below the model class, and its frequency is 3. Therefore, 6 minus 3 equals 3. So d sub 1 is equals to 3. And for the d sub 2, it is computed as the highest frequency minus the frequency above the model class. And the class above the model class is 121 to 129, whose frequency is 3. Therefore, 6 minus 3 is equals to 3. So this sub 2 is as well equals to 3. And now that we all have the values required, we just plug them into the formula. So we have here 111.5 plus 3 over 3 plus 3 times 9. Then we will get the 111.5, 3 over 6 times 9. Then 111.5 plus 1 over 2 times 9. Then we will have 111.5 plus 4.5, which is equals to 116. Notice that 116 is between 112 to 120 as expected. Therefore, the model weight of the 33 student member of sport club is 116 kg. So to summarize the formulas for the measures of central tendency for group data. So in the left, this is the given data table, and in the right is the formulas for mean, median, and mode. So the mean that we get for this table is 101, the median is 101.6, and the mode is 116. So thank you for making this far. This is the end of my presentation, and I hope you learned something. Thank you. Bye-bye.